In this video, we'll be breaking down all the weapons inside of McGregor's arsenal. In part 1, we'll begin by breaking down his traditional martial arts kicking techniques. And in part 2, we'll begin to dissect that infamous left hand. In part 2, we'll also learn the larger strategy that McGregor plays by setting up his punches with his kicks. This is the ultimate McGregor breakdown. A lot of people don't realize it, but one of the techniques that McGregor throws the most is this high roundhouse kick, and he has had some great success with it. Let's break it down. Now, this is a kick that McGregor is going to throw with his rear leg in a circular fashion. Being a southpaw fighter, it usually works best when his opponent is orthodox, which is most people, because most people are orthodox. Most people in the sport use the Thai-style version of the kick, which is really powerful, but easy to see coming if thrown by itself. McGregor uses the traditional karate taekwondo style of the kick, which is less powerful, but he can get away with just throwing it by itself because it has a lot less telegraph. Now, this fits into the larger game in two ways. One, pins the opponent's rear hand against their head. They're scared of the kick, much less likely to throw across with that hand. Two, McGregor uses this kick to herd his opponent to the right. That'll be important later on when we talk about his left hand. Now, if you rewatch the Diaz 2 fight, you will see that McGregor has a real good low kick. Now, this is a weapon we don't really see in McGregor's game until the Diaz 2 fight for two reasons. One, it was pretty specifically developed for Diaz because of the way that he stands. Two, both fighters need to have the same leg forward. For McGregor, that means that he needs to be facing a southpaw for the kick to be open. It's just more rare for a southpaw to meet another southpaw because most people are orthodox and not southpaw. Now, he may not have thrown it in a lot of different fights, but he hit it a lot in the Diaz 2 fight, and not just superficially. Look at the shin connection right on the thigh there. That hurts an awful lot no matter how tough you are. Now, what I would actually love to see from McGregor is if he could start kicking some calves like what happened to him in the Poirier fight. That would be a great addition to his game. And just a side note, this is another kick that moves the opponent to the right. Now, if you were to show up to karate or taekwondo as a brand spanking new white belt, odds are you might learn the snap kick on your first day. Now, this is a technique that McGregor almost exclusively throws with his back leg, and it's definitely worth noting this is not a push kick or a teep kick. This is a snap kick. It comes up from underneath, and McGregor stabs the ball of his foot right into the sternum of the opponent. Very painful. When it comes to the larger strategy I've been talking about, this is a technique that is gonna back the opponent up towards the cage. Here you can see Mendez getting backed up. We can see him getting backed up again there, and here you see Eddie getting back. One thing I really like about McGregor's fighting style, he incorporates the side kick. Now, the side kick is another kick usually seen in traditional martial arts, and true to the name, the foot is turned to the side. The motion of the kick is blasting him straight back, kind of the path you would take if you were to kick a door down. Now, McGregor throws the kick at two different heights. One is the low one, and he uses his lead leg to attack the opponent's lead leg. It hyperextends the knee, and what's great about it is the side kick is McGregor's longest weapon, the lead leg is the closest target, making the kick very available. The second height he throws it at is to the body, the midsection, and he usually does this when the opponent reaches. Here you can see Holloway reach, kick to the midsection. Here you can see Seaver start to reach, kick to the midsection. How this kick fits into the larger strategy? Well, it pushes the opponent straight back. Next up, we have one of my favorite spinning attacks. This is the spinning side kick. This is a rear leg attack from McGregor, and what he's gonna do is add a spin onto a side kick. He's used them a lot at featherweight, and here's how this one works. One, McGregor is gonna look over his back shoulder. Two, he's gonna cock up his leg for a side kick. Three, he's gonna blast a side kick that's added the power of a spin into the opponent. Now, as part of the larger strategy that's at work here, when McGregor throws this, he usually backs his opponent up. All right, so we talked about the hook kick. Now we're going to talk about the spinning hook kick. And what the spinning hook kick is it adds the power of a spin to a hook kick. So here's how he does it. First thing McGregor's gonna do is look over his back shoulder. That's gonna generate a spin, and McGregor's gonna channel the momentum of that spin into the hook kick. Now McGregor throws this technique in two ways. The first way that he throws it is the way that they usually throw it in capoeira, which is where he puts his hand on the ground. The second way is the more traditional Taekwondo karate way, where the hand does not go on the ground. Now, even though McGregor hasn't done a huge amount of damage with this kick over the course of his career, no one's ever really punished him for throwing it either. It also fits into his larger strategy because it gets the opponent onto McGregor's right. Here you can actually see it again. Notice he throws the kick, gets the opponent on his right. That'll be important when we talk about his left-hand setups later on. Every once in a while, you get a fighter who has a move that everybody knows is coming, but no one can stop. For Rousey, it was the armbar. For McGregor, it's that left hand, the old Celtic cross. Now, McGregor has many different ways of setting up the big left hand, and over the next couple of videos, we're gonna look at in detail what he's doing to be able to land that. Okay, so I've been alluding to a larger strategy that's at play in McGregor's game, and this is it here. We're gonna call this the money position. Long story short, if you're here, you're about to be knocked stone dead. There's a couple things to notice here. One, the opponent is on McGregor's right. Two, the cage is cutting off the escape. Three, there is a clear path for McGregor to throw his left hand right to the chin of his opponent. So the question is, well, Tommy, how does McGregor set up the money position? Well, he uses his kicks to get there. Watch this again. He's gonna throw the scissor kick, and he gets right to the money position. Here you can see him throw a knee, but it's the same thing. He's gonna go right to that money position. So continuing from the last post, let's take a look at some more examples of the money position. Here you see McGregor throw the spinning hook kick. Look, he's in the money position. Diaz's back is cut off by the cage, and McGregor has a clear path to throw the left. So here it is again, spinning hook kick and right to the left hand. So what is McGregor doing here? Well, basically he uses his kicks to get you backing up to the right, and eventually you can't back up to the right anymore. Now when McGregor sees your back is to the cage, he's gonna throw one final kick to enter into the money position. From the money position, he's either gonna start throwing a massive left hand, he's gonna start throwing some combinations, or he's just gonna back up and start the whole process over again. All right, now McGregor just crushes people with this move. This is the hand trap. Now this move happens really fast. See if you can see it. If you can't, I'm gonna help you. Watch that right hand. As Diaz punches, McGregor pulls the punch down, opening up a path for that beautiful left-hand shot. Now, at this point, I've watched a lot of McGregor footage making this breakdown, and this technique is probably responsible for the most concussions of all McGregor's arsenal. McGregor actually used this technique to knock out Aldo. Watch. Hand on top, pushes the hand down, opening the path for that savage left-hand cross. Probably the most basic way to set up any rear hand attack. This is using the jab. The way this works is the jab is like a rangefinder. It distracts the opponent and it stuns the opponent, making it a lot easier to land that rear hand. So McGregor uses this setup in two ways. One, he throws a jab that's fully meant to hit you, then he throws the left hand after that. Two, he makes it look like he's gonna throw a jab, then he throws the left hand immediately after that. Now Conor's utilized just an old school boxing move, the bob, or just ducking. I mean, really this move is just an absolute classic, and here's how it works. McGregor sees a punch coming, so he bobs, he ducks down. This makes the punch miss. As he misses, Conor's gonna come up, and now there's a very clear path to the target for McGregor to just crush somebody with a left hand. So McGregor used this move here to do the unthinkable, to become the first double-weight champion in UFC history. The fade is what made him champ. Now when Conor sees a punch coming, he's gonna move backwards just enough to make the punch miss. That opens up a beautiful clear path for his infamous left hand. Now, McGregor is really good at moving in and out, so what he often does is he'll hop back, make you miss, and then jump right back in with some kind of left hand setup. This case, it's going to be a jab cross here on poor Alvarez. Boom, boom, there's the left. He also used this style of fade with the feet to finish off Aldo. Watch, as Aldo charges in, McGregor uses the feet to get out of the way, and then he's able to land that beautiful left hand.